My warm greetings to everyone. Today, me Nantika KP of 9th B is here to recite the poem Raven by the great poet Edgar Allan Poe. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door, "only this and nothing more." I distinctly remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its curse upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from a book surcease of sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before. So that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreated entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreated entrance at my chamber door. This it is and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, or "Madam, truly a forgiveness I implore. But the fact is, I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at the chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door, darkness there and nothing more. Deep into the darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever tried to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, "Lenore?" This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, "Lenore, merely this and nothing more." Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard it tapping, somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely there is something at my window lattice. Let me see, then, what there it is, and this mystery explore. Let me hardly still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more." Up in here I flung the shutter with many a float and flutter. In there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obedience made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with the mien of lord or lady, perched upon my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door, perched and sad and nothing more. Then this ebony bird, beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. "Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, though, I say, art sure no craven, ghastly grim mendacious raven, wandering from the nightly shore, tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's plutonium shore," called the raven nevermore. Much I marveled, thus ungainly fall, to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no human living being ever yet was blessed with seeing a bird about his chamber door bird or beast, upon the sculptured bust above whose chamber door, with such name as nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as of a soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered. Till then I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before, on the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said, nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken, but the reply so aptly spoken. Doubtly, said I, what it utters is its only stock in store, caught from some unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden pour, till the darkness of his hopes that melancholy burden pour of never, never more. But the raven, still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight wheedled the cushioned seat in front of bird bust and tore. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, thinking what this ungainly, gaunt, and ghastly, grim, ominous bird of yore meant in croaking, nevermore. Thus I sat engaged and guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining, on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamp light gloated over, but whose velvet violet lining with the lamp light gloating over she shall press? Nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God had lent thee, by these angels he had sent thee, respite, respite, and nepenthe, thy memories of Lenore. Cough, this kind nepenthe, and forget the lost Lenore, called the raven nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempter sent or whether tempest tossed thee ashore, desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted. Tell me truly, I implore, is there a bomb in Gilead? Tell me, I implore, called the raven nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by that heaven that events empowers, by that God we both adore, tell the soul with sorrow laden within the distant Eden, it shall clasp a saint and maiden, whom the angels name Lenore, clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels name Lenore, called the raven nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting, bird of yet? I shrieked upstarting, get thee into the tempest of the night's plutonium shore. Leave no black plume as a token thy soul had spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken, gird my best upon my tour. Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door, called the raven nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting, on the pallid bust of Pallas just upon my chamber door. And his eyes have all seeming of a demon that is dreaming, and the lamp light over him throws the shadow on the floor, and my soul out of that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm here to recite a poem by Nisik Isikal, The Night of the Scorpion. The poem is about how the scorpions joined the poet's mother and his mother's love for her children. Night of the Scorpion. I remember the night when my mother was stung by a scorpion. 10 hours of steady rain had driven me to crawl beneath a sack of rice. Parting with his poison, flesh of the barley tail in the tar grove, he risked the rain again. The peasants came like swarms of flies and buzzed the name of God 100 times to paralyze the evil one. With candles and with lanterns, throwing giant scorpion shadows on the mud-baked wall, they searched for him. He was not found. They clicked their tongues. With every movement that the scorpion made his poison move in mother's blood, they said, "May he sit still," they said. "May the sins of your previous birth be burned away tonight," they said. "May your suffering decrease the misfortunes of your next birth," they said. "May the sum of all evil, balanced in this unreal world, against the sum of good, become diminished by your pain. May the poison purify your flesh of desire and the spirit of ambition," they said. And they sat around on the floor with my mother in the center, the peace of understanding on each face. More candles, more lanterns, more neighbors, more insects, and the endless rain. My mother twisted through and through, groaning on a match. My father, septic, rationalist, trying every curse and blessing, powder, mixture, herb, and hybrid. He even poured a little paraffin upon the potato and put a match on it. I watched the flames filling on my mother. I watched the holy man perform his rites to tame the poison with an incantation. After 20 hours, it lost its sting. My mother only said, "Thank God the scorpion picked on me and spared my children. Thank you."
O Captain, My Captain by Walt Whitman. O Captain, my Captain, our fearful ship is done. The ship has weathered every wreck. The prize we sought is won. The port is near, the belt I hear, the people all exulting, while follow eyes the steady keel, the vessel grim and cheery. But a heart to the bleeding drops of red, where on the deck my captain lies, fallen cold and dead. O Captain, my Captain, rise up and hear the bells. Rise up, for you the flag is flung, for you the bugle trills, for you bouquets and ribbon wreaths, for you the shows are crowding, for you they call a swaying mass, their eager faces turning. Here, Captain, dear father, this arm beneath your head, it is some dream that on the deck you've fallen cold and dead. My captain does not answer. His lips are pale and still. My father does not feel my arm. He has no pulse nor will. The ship is anchored, safe and sound, its voyage closed and done. From fearful ship, the victor ship comes in with object won. Exalt our shores and ring our bells, but I, with mournful tread, walk the deck. My captain lies fallen cold and dead. Thank you.
Good morning, respected principal, teachers, and my dear friends. I am Hemant Raj and I am here to recite a poem by Roald Dahl, The Television. The most important thing we have learned so far as children are concerned is never let them near your television set, or better still just don't install the idiotic thing at all. In almost every house we have watched them gaping at the screen. They sit and stare, they stare and sit until they are hypnotized by it, until they are absolutely drunk with all that shocking, ghastly junk. Oh yes, we know it keeps them still. They don't climb out the windowsill. They will never fight or kick or punch. They leave you free to cook the lunch and wash the dishes in the sink. But did you ever stop to think? To wonder exactly what this does to your beloved thought? It rots the sense in the head. It kills the imagination dead. His brain becomes as soft as cheese. His power of thinking rests and frees. How used they keep themselves contented before this monster was invented? Have you forgotten? Don't you know? We will say it loud and slow. They used to read. They read and read and read and read and then proceed. Such wondrous, fine, fantastic tales of dragon, gypsies, queens and babes, and pirates wearing purple pants, and sailing ships and elephants. Oh books, what books they used to know, those children leaving long ago. So please, oh please, we beg, we pray, go throw your television set away, and in its place, you can install a lovely bookshelf on the wall. And later, each and every kid will love you more for what you did. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Good morning. I am Rishika S. Ramakrishnan of class 9th B. Today I am going to present a very beautiful poem named The Solitary Reaper. The Solitary Reaper is a lyric of the well-known poet William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth is an English romantic poet who with Samuel Taylor Coleridge helped to launch the Romantic Age in English literature with their joint publication Lyrical Ballads. The Solitary Reaper, behold her, single in the field, yon solitary highland lass, reaping and singing by herself. Stop here, or gently pass. Alone she cuts and binds the grain, and sings a melancholy strain. Oh, listen, for the vale profound is overflowing with the sound. No nightingale did ever chaunt more welcome notes to weary bands of travellers in some shady haunt. Among the Arabian sands, a voice so thrilling never was heard in springtime from the cuckoo bird. Breaking the silence of the seas among the farthest Hebrides. Will no one tell me what she sings? Perhaps the plaintive numbers flow for old, unhappy, far-off things and battles long ago. Or is it some more humbly familiar matter of today? Some natural sorrow, loss or pain that has been and may be again? Whatever the theme, the maiden sang, as if her song could have no ending. I saw her singing at her work, and over the sickle bending, I listened motionless and still. And as I mounted up the hill, the music in my heart I bore long after it was heard no more. Thank you and have a very wonderful and nice day.